Hello, hello Pisces. Mel, Intuitive Coach here, excited to bring in your March 2025 monthly reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Pisces, buckle up. March is a bit of a wild card. We have two planets going retrograde. We have Mercury and Venus. We also have the kickoff of eclipse season. It is the start of the astrological New Year's where the sun enters Aries. And we also have the equinox, the spring equinox here in the northern hemisphere and the autumn equinox in the southern hemisphere. So a lot of changes happening. We're going to take a look and see how this affects you financially, emotionally, personally, and professionally, as well as take a deep dive into health, spiritual, physical, emotional, and mental health. All right, let's get your final archetypal card here. What do we have for Pisces, please? Pisces, we have the unseen. This is interesting because eclipse energy often brings things that are unseen to the surface. Someone could have beautiful green eyes as well. But let's dive into your reading. Your first card out here is education. This is all about knowledge. So for some of you, this could be in the literal sense. Perhaps you're contemplating going back to school, getting a certification, doing some sort of training. You could be a teacher. Maybe you're putting out online courses or classes, or you may be the student at this time. This also represents maybe documentations here. This could be needing to figure something out, like research. You could be doing research and looking online or looking at books to come up with some answers. And I'm also getting, for some of you, you may be contemplating writing a memoir or writing a children's book or sharing your story or using your imagination in some way. Now, I'm also getting the message here of you going back and learning something a new way, or the way that you're responding. It feels like you're responding in a different way than how you've responded to something in the past. And I also feel like if there was maybe timing in play, now's the right time. Okay, it feels like in the past, maybe something was put on the back burner, but it may be coming up for evaluation during this eclipse and retrograde period. You also have Soul Tribe here. This is about your people, Pisces, the people that support you and care about you. Some of you are connecting to a new community, whether it is a community of education, community of art, community of, a spiritual community, a wellness community. I feel like this is something you are leaning towards, but I'm also taking a look at this Venus energy that we have going retrograde on the 1st of March. So this is really about you re-examining the relationships and partnerships in your life. Are they draining you? Are they weighing heavy on you? Are you walking on eggshells? Do you feel like you can be your full authentic self? So you are weighing up some of the important partnerships here, and you may even be disconnecting or reconfiguring in a way when it comes to your soul tribe. Just because you may have shared a journey with someone in the past doesn't mean you have to continue moving forward with them if you have went your separate ways. Some of you may have been hanging on for the sake of hanging on. If that is the case here, there's the Tower coming in, and you literally have the Tower showing up, and you have the Eight of Cups. Wow. So I haven't even looked at the tarot cards out here, but I feel like this makes sense because the Eight of Cups in reverse can be like walking in circles. Keep going back around to something that you're wanting to walk out of, but there's an emotional attachment or connection to someone or something that is meant to kind of exit out of your life. Now, you also are making space for new energies to come in here. I feel like there could even be some travel for you up ahead, and you may be meeting with meeting new people along the way on your journey. This could be traveling with your friends or your family, because I do see a little bit of travel here. Now you have the Ascension card, Pisces. Ascension has been coming up for a lot of signs, and this makes sense because it's about rising above the fray. And when we reach a certain point in our spiritual evolution, we don't get sucked into the vortex of fear and judgments and insecurities. Will they or can they show up? Absolutely. But it doesn't mean that we have to get sucked into that energy and stay down there for so long, for years on end, like maybe we have in the past. And I see here that your soul is advancing. It has been going through this transformational shift. You see things like other people do not. You're able to see the dichotomy in all things. You're able to rise above. And that gives you an advantage point here. There's a lot of personal growth. I feel like you are a very old soul here, Pisces. And there is a state of awareness or a level of awareness that helps you out in some way, not just in the month of March, but from here moving forward, like here on out. So maybe this is through meditation. Some of you are actively meditating more, or you're able to kind of jump into a new timeline, or you've shifted your reality in some way. And I feel like this is very, very beneficial. There's also a foundational shift with that tower, where there's an old structure that is crumbling away in order for a new beginning to be had. And it's important to trust in the unknown. It's important to trust in this new beginning that is ahead of you here. Now, bottom of the deck, you have the hobby card. So you could be focusing on getting back to a place where you're enjoying life again. Maybe this is picking up some old hobbies that have been set aside or put on the back burner. And for some of you, you're joining a new community, maybe a new gym, or you're going to a new wellness studio. You could be picking up, the guitar, or getting back into singing music or drawing or painting or whatever it is that hones in on your own creativity, whatever it is that brings you joy and fills your cup. I feel like you're bringing it to life this month. All right. You may even be mastering your craft, like putting the work into something. You could be working on, I'm getting like a fixer-upper. So maybe some of you are fixing up like a home, or you could be fixing up a space. Maybe you're flipping homes or flipping furniture. You could even be taking some old items and making them like new again. I feel like some of you are very, very good at that. Okay, maybe upholstery, or painting your living room walls, or you could even be changing out your bathroom decor. I feel like there's a change coming in with the change of the season as well. I feel like you're ushering in the new, getting rid of the old, ushering in the new here. All right, let's look at a bit of health first here. So we have two major arcanas, and that's what I look at when I look at health. You have the Tower in reverse, and you have the Strength card. Well, first, let me tell you this, Pisces. No matter what towers show up in your world, which I'm going to tell you, almost every single sign, and you're the last one for these monthly readings, almost every single one of them have received the Emperor, which is Aries energy, and the Tower, which is also Aries energy. So it doesn't surprise me with all of the upheaval and the shakeups that are happening here in the month of March, because it's a reconfiguring of energies and a realignment of energies. But when you have strength on your side, which you do, there's nothing that you cannot get through. And I feel like this is your advantage point here. I mean, the strength by your side, it's Leo's energy of courage and self-control, overcoming difficulties, facing fears, not running from them, not hiding from them, and not doubting your beautiful path and purpose, but accepting, not clinging to the old. And that's a message here, because some of you, it does feel like there was like a clinging because you didn't want something to maybe break down because it was too painful or too challenging. All right, health. When it comes to the strength card, this can be issues with overworking, exhaustion, maybe even lifestyle patterns or habits. So be mindful of this. If you are someone who's overworking. Now, this can also be heart energies. So problems with maybe heart flow. It can be heart palpitations, anxiety attacks, panic attacks, or just feeling like there's sometimes like a heavy elephant sitting on your chest. That can be anxiety as well. So make sure that you are addressing any issues around the heart. But I'm also getting the back, the spine, the ribs. This can also be the core parts of the body. So strengthening some of those core parts of the body that we use often. You may even be thinking about going on a bit of a cleanse or a bit of a detox. And some of you are looking at strength training exercises. And I'm also getting the mind. So you may be strengthening the mind here in some way so you're not prone to psychic attacks or external influences that can kind of creep in and steer you in a direction that you don't want to go. Now, the Tower showing up here can bring in a sudden onset of symptoms, infections, accidents, complications, or even confrontation. So I feel like there could be people who may not like that you are leveling up, and they may try to get you while you're down, or they may know your soft spots, especially if this is someone who you have had an emotional connection with. It's like they know exactly what to say to kind of keep that chokehold on you. And wow, that was an interesting phrase, chokehold. So for some of you, that's the throat chakra, right? Chokehold could mean they know how to like quiet you, or they know what to say. That's the throat chakra, communication, in order to keep you from rising up. And sometimes this Tower can even bring on migraines. It can bring on headaches or issues with the head, because it is us disconnecting from our source energy. But I feel like you are stronger than that. That's why there's the strength right next to it. So be aware of blood pressure this month. Sometimes this can denote the onset of menopause, or it can be changes going through menopause, such as like hot flashes, things like that. But it's also about intense emotions that affect your health. And because you have the Queen of Cups, you are the Queen of Cups. You may be very prone to heavy emotions, not just your own, but maybe those of others. Like I said, they may know how to kind of hold you down in a place. I don't like that chokehold. Hopefully that's more literal than physical, but either or, they're both. Sometimes the emotional is just sometimes worse. But I feel like there's someone here that you have been trying to disconnect from, or a job, or again, a person or a place. The Eight of Cups, though, when it's showing up in reverse, you may feel disconnected, but there is a need to leave someone or something behind in order to grow. And I do feel like that's where the learning comes in here. That's where the soul tribe comes in. It is you heading towards people who do support you, or jobs that support you, or a career that feels like you love it, basically. Because your first card out here is the Queen of Cups. And when the Queen of Cups is showing up in all of her glory, which she is here, she is you, female or male, it doesn't matter. This is the embodiment of the feminine energy. There's something that you want to give life to. You see her pregnant belly. And I feel like you want to give life to genuine connections, genuine partnerships. You want to feel like you genuinely support and are being of service to the world through, what it is that you are doing, maybe to make money, or some of your hobbies. You want to feel like you genuinely enjoy them. So there's an emotional connection or bond that feels like it's lacking a bit. And if that's the case, this is the month where you really go inward to reflect on your happiness. What needs to be born born within you, what needs to come alive, Pisces, within you in order for you to ascend and live your best possible life. And if you feel like you owe it to someone or something to stay, that could be your kind heart here that is holding you from choosing you. You have a very kind heart, but sometimes you overextend or you may overgive to others, and it leaves you sacrificing some of your own needs. And I feel like that is what is being addressed here this month, because the Eight of Cups is about cutting ties, moving on, walking away. It is independence. It's also the quest for something deeper. For those of you that have ever read the book or watched the movie Eat, Pray, Love, this is my Eat, Pray, Love card, where it's very, very difficult for Julia Roberts to leave her life she's built over the years, right? Her job and her husband and her home and everything that she has created. But deep down, there's something missing. She's not sure, but she's not happy. And she goes through this reflective period, right? And she's always going through that reflective period, even during her travels, as she meets new people and tries new food and eventually falls in love with someone new. And I feel like you are in that space where you may still be at home, kind of reconfiguring, what do I need to do to feel happier in my life? And that's where the Tower comes in. Time to shake things up a bit here. So the Tower comes in is the sudden change where people may think like, you are crazy. How could you leave your job? Or how could you leave that relationship? Or, it's selfish to go off and do your own thing. Can't you find yourself here? But I feel like it's not their journey. It's not about making everyone else happy. This is about your own happiness here, Pisces. And the strength says you have the strength to walk away if you need to allow yourself that time to do what you need to do to rejoin life again, to come back to a place where you feel good about your purpose, your journey. The Strength is one of my favorite cards because it's through trust. It is through taking a look at even our own animalistic urges and needs and the experiences that we have here on earth, but looking at it through the eyes of compassion. That's why most people would think it's crazy to stick the hand in the lion's mouth. But when you realize that you are the lion is you, that you don't have to succumb to the fear, to the anger, to the commands, to the control, that you can compassionately love yourself and choose you as well. That is what is a true win. And we have here the Eight of Wands and the King of Wands. Both of these are showing up as a little bit of a turmoil. So for some of you, there could be some travel coming in. Of course, around retrograde time, there can be delays. There can be some miscommunication here. And I also feel for some of you, if you're dealing with the King of Wands, because we have a pair here, okay, we have the Queen of Cups and we have the King of Wands in reverse. There's been some sort of cut off of communication, or maybe you are cutting someone off or they've cut you off here. But I feel like you're revisiting something this month that may realign you in a very big way. Okay. This could even have you traveling or relocating or speeding up your growth and your process here, because ultimately I feel like the King of Wands, if you were dealing with this individual here, or if this is a boss, they were non-committal. They may have been very, very selfish, where now it feels like you are needing to be kind of selfish with your time and your energy, not in the same way that this king was. Okay, this is the type of selfishness that kind of retracts outward and hurts everyone. This is the kind of selfishness that actually helps others, because it's not self-abandonment. It is about you choosing maybe not to enable or not to allow a pattern to keep repeating or keep replaying out. So let's look at career. For some of you, you're no longer feeling the love for what you do, or you're no longer feeling connected to it. You may have outgrown a situation. You may have hit a glass ceiling and you're ready to move on to bigger and better. Yeah, you have the coins coming in. So we're going to look at finances, career, wealth, coins, and money. This is about money coming in. This could be good investments. Some of you may be in the field of sales or finances. You could be getting a raise. There may be a lucky break coming in after all of your hard work. It just feels like there's again, a restructuring here around the tower. So don't resist the call, because there is a call, there is a quest for something deeper, and you feel it. If this reading is resonating with you, you feel it to your core, and you're ready to, well, you may feel like you're not ready, but I feel like your soul is ready to allow that either money to come in. You may be unlocking the floodgate to abundance. That's another card in this deck, and that's what I'm getting here. You have the award. You could be winning some sort of money here. This is also about recognition. There may be a payout or a payoff due to some sort of maybe resignation here. Or you may be leaving behind a job that's not rewarding you in the way that it was. And that's what you are heading towards. You know, where is this? Where does it feel like I am receiving a payoff for my effort? And for those of you that may be in the spotlight here, this is the card of fame. This is the card here of the energy of, you know, getting recognized, getting noticed. Some of you may even be getting headhunted in a way. And then lastly, you have the clover. Pisces, this is beautiful. This is a lucky break. This is about you taking a risk, maybe taking a gamble here at something, good fortune. Now, this may also feel risky for some of you because you have finances here with the clover. This can be cryptocurrency. This can be like stock market, stock exchange. It can even be investing in something and you're trusting that it's the right thing for you. Maybe you are building up a business and you're wondering, is now the time to do it? Or can I or should I retire? So I feel like you are trusting in the unknown, but you're willing to take a risk here. And I feel like that is required with the tower, okay? Because the tower is a new beginning. It is an awakening. It is, you know, a destruction of old structures. And the old way of doing something is not working for you. It's not working. It may be stopping the flow, or it just feels like you've been capped off. And I feel like change is coming in. I feel like this tower is actually a really good one. Okay, it is a good tower here. And this change is bringing you closer towards, you know, what it is that you truly seek, which could be the coins and the award. I feel like money is in a good flow for you. That could be an area that feels like it's getting better, or it could be something that you are increasing. And maybe it's another area of your life, possibly love. I haven't even looked yet. That could feel like it's a little more difficult for you. Now we have a job offer coming in. There's the handshake. So someone has a new offer coming in the month of March. We have here responsibilities. Another card that a lot of people have been getting is because it may feel like you've been carrying these burdens or these responsibilities, which, hello, adulting, we all have, but sometimes they feel overwhelming. And sometimes these responsibilities are not ours to take on. I feel like we are reprogramming our collective belief system around work, around money, around finances. Instead of feeling like you are working your whole life away, I feel like there's a working smarter mentality here. Maybe working in a way that is conducive to your lifestyle so you can live life, enjoy life, and do the things that you are meant to do while you still have, you know, the energy and the momentum and the vitality to do so. You could be selling a home or buying a home. For others of you, this is about selling your items. You could be taking your items online or taking your business online here. You could be in real estate. I feel like there's some positive transactions happening here. Now, I always say during retrograde, yes, sometimes it's important not to make huge life decisions, but also don't put your life on pause. If something is showing up as an opportunity, take it. Just be, conscientious of it here. Make sure you are reading your documentation and you're doing your due diligence. You're going to be fine. And then we have overspending. So for some of you, perhaps this selling, someone could be getting more money back on maybe a home or a purchase, or perhaps you are spending a little bit more than you would have liked, but I actually feel like it will be okay. You're going to get back some. You're going to get that back and some with the clover here. All right. Let's look at love, Pisces. What do we have for love? I do want to say when it comes to career or money, some of you are restructuring how your relationship with money looks. So it feels like you were emotionally attached to an old job or a position because maybe that's what you went to school for, or that's what you were told you had to do until you retired. I just feel like there's a shift in perspective that is going to take strength and courage to kind of get these winds rolling out here for you. But you have the tornado, and I feel like there's a massive realigning taking place in order for you to maybe be able to travel or to expand your reach in some way with that King of Wands, because he's an influencer. He's someone who marches to the beat of his own drum. If he is you here and you've been stuck in this Queen of Cups energy and you have these ideas and this is your passion, but at the same time it's been difficult kind of getting everything together and putting it out there, I feel like there's going to be some new ideas that you implement and that come in for you. All right, love. Well, we have the ships. You cannot make this up. This is cutting ties, moving on. It is the 8 of Cups. You've received what you've needed. For those of you that are like, well, maybe I should turn around, or maybe it could work, or maybe this will change, I don't feel like it will. I feel like you've received what you've needed in this situation. And that's why the Tower is here with the Strength saying, now you can move forward. You can cut this rope because it's time for you to set sail. I'm kidding. The song, is this a song? Sail away. Sail away. I'm just hearing the sail away part, but I feel like you are progressing and arriving someplace, maybe a little bit further down the road. And that's where you are meant to be, because right behind it, we have the butterfly. The butterfly talks about evolving and growth. It's the next stage, the next level of your life. So if this is a relationship for you that you've been going round and round in, I feel like it's time for you really to get honest with yourself and say, what am I truly doing here? What am I waiting for? Because you've been healing. Maybe you still have some healing around the inner child. For others of you, this is about releasing the past in order for you to fully move forward. Because there's been some sort of discrepancy with the snake. Now, the snake is a charmer. We're also in the year of the snake, the wood snake, but also eclipse brings about illusion. So it can bring things to the surface that we weren't quite seeing because maybe we were not wanting to see it. Perhaps we weren't ready to see it. This can be boundaries. Some of you may have felt like you were charmed or you were used, but I feel like you are setting some good boundaries for yourself. That's why you have the 8 of Wands and the King of Wands here. Even though they're in reverse, I feel like it's important for you not to let anyone come back into your world and kind of kick up the dust, right? This tornado energy, even though there's a lot of this tornado going on in the background, even in the Strength card, right? I mean, look at this. The Tower in reverse. It's in the shape of a tornado. You have the 8 of Wands and the Strength, both the tornado there. So whatever it is that is kind of wanting to suck you back into the vortex, she's outside that tornado. So I feel like you're not going to get sucked up into some sort of energy, not with the Strength there helping you out. If you are happily in a connection, there may have been some changes or structures around finances that have caused a little bit of a wedge in this union. Okay, maybe some financial insecurities, or maybe even some miscommunications, like not understanding each other fully. Maybe some of you were not communicating and it really drove a wedge between you and this King of Wands, okay? And I feel like you have the opportunity, if you want to bring something together based on a new structure, right? Based on something honest, authentic, and communicative. But for the majority of you, I feel like you are wanting to cut ties and move on to maybe calmer waters, the next level, whatever that may be for you in matters of relationships. All right. And lastly here, you have the unseen. So we're going to take a look at what is popping up here for you, what is coming to the surface. And I feel like there may be some things that do take you by surprise. Maybe this is a family member. It could be a parent or it can be a child. Maybe it's someone at work that reacts or responds. They may have some news that takes you by surprise. And I feel like you are maybe taking on some other people's stuff as well. So just keep that in mind if your emotions feel extra heavy. I don't want you taking on more than your fair share. So I'm going to find the unseen card. One moment. All right, Pisces, the unseen. This is the spirit, the ancestor, the eternal. The unseen is just as it sounds. We cannot see it, yet it sees us, watching and waiting with wisdom, both kind and instructive. We feel this presence, sense it, intuit it, and then doubt its existence, though it rallies our attention time and time again. The energy of the unseen may come in many forms: a compelling dream, a sudden insight, a clear voice, a vision or message from a loved one who has passed to the other side. It is natural to fear these communications as they challenge our perception of what is real. When this card appears, your guides are near. The eternal is present. The doorway between the worlds is ajar. Listen. The sounds may seem as though they come from a distant land, but they call from your innermost chambers. Being graced by the unseen is a gift. Treat it kindly. Allow yourself to be seen by the eternal eyes. Guidance comes in many forms. Don't expect it to be glittery or comfortable. The spirit world speaks the truth. Sometimes it soothes and sometimes it burns. When it's showing up as the light aspect, all right, for some of you, maybe you haven't quite hit that light yet. Maybe you will shortly, sooner rather than later, or maybe you're in it. It's about clairvoyance, guidance, whispers of wisdom. And you all have the ability, we all have the ability to tap into that intuitive wisdom, which we have here available. Now, when it's in the dark, it can be looming, dark energy, unwillingness to forgive. And if you want to go deeper in this energy, Pisces, check out King Hamlet, The Three Fates, The Shining. Okay, The Shining. Oh, wow, I haven't seen that movie in forever, The Shining. So I feel like you are being seen here in some way. You are also connecting to your spirits, your ancestors. And I feel like your intuitive gifts at this time are also awakening. The messages, don't doubt them. They may be coming in hot. For some of you, I mean, maybe that's that burn. Maybe your own gifts are alerting you of some changes, but you don't want to trust that, right? Maybe there's a fear of trusting, like, is that really my intuition? But is my intuition gonna, kind of steer me off track? There's something here about the world around you or your inner world that is shifting on cellular level, energetic level. You have guides present. You have big changes ahead. And I feel with this clover, this is luck. This is destiny. This is the wheel of fortune. So this is not the time to fear change, because there's a massive renewal of life that is taking place. And I feel like destiny and fate has a hand in this. because oftentimes the tower is out of our control, but the only thing that you can control is how you respond to it. So I feel like there's some changes that are brewing here, even if they feel uncomfortable, but ultimately they are leading you towards something better. I'm going to pull a final card just a little bit further off into the future. I just am curious here. What's this tower bringing about here for Pisces, please? Oh my gosh, you guys, you can't make that up. Look at, I saw the sneak peek. It's the Wheel of Fortune in the upright position. I just mentioned that. So there it is. I mean, the wheel is spinning. This is fate. This is destiny. This is a renewal. So I feel like you've already sat in some journey, right? Something, and now you're meant to spin that wheel. And you may not know where that wheel is going to land, but it looks like it's landing on your lucky house. Some of you, literally, it's landing there on the house. So this could be about your home. It could be about your foundation, your stability, your sense of belonging here. So that is what I have for you, Pisces. If you like the reading, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, and subscribe. And for those of you that have yet to jump on the Soul Saturday sessions, where I show up face to face and connect with you on a more personal level, where I channel divine messages, not just for you, but around the world. So global predictions. And I'll also be answering some of your pressing questions in future videos. So if you have some of those, feel free to drop them in the comment section below the collective videos, because you never know when I will choose your question to answer. So thank you so much, Pisces, for being here. Again, hit that subscribe and bell button if you haven't already, and I'm sending you all lots of love.